there's some new and interesting things in the shop going on that I didn't intend to talk about, but I am going to today. What's going on, everybody? Quick short video here. Last day on Earth. I am on my free-to-play account. I'm actually in the midst of recording another video, totally different video. One of channel favorites. We're doing some raids, so be on the lookout for that. Not sure when that will go up, if it'll go before or after this one, but I got prompted as I was trying to get a revenge raid set up and rocking and rolling with a new pack. Now here's the interesting thing. I don't know always what triggers some of these things. There are definitely kind of account specific or maybe progression specific things in the shop that come up from time to time. Now on my main account, we have quite a bit of stuff. We've progressed, we've played the game for a long time. We have a lot of the skins in the game and the cosmetics. We have a lot of the decoration related things in the game as well, just because we've played for so long. So some of those components that you see, you might have options to pick that up, right? If you've never picked up certain packs, or again, have certain, limited quote unquote of the storages, types of things. Obviously, you always have the event related things, and I'm in the US just in case you're maybe not aware. That's why the pricing is showing as such. Obviously, again, you have your anomaly season, the packs of weapons that pop up, all that different stuff that's going on, right? And then you always have sales, right? Typically, we see the puppies come up. We have the dog breeder event going on right now. Commune trials just started, so we're back with the commune packs. Again, all the different stuff that you would see with that. Again, dog breeders here. Then you have your normal packs, you have your season access, your mercenary stuff, and then I would say kind of the normal building related materials, things that you can buy, things for settlement. I actually am curious to see if you don't have settlement. I can't imagine that these are available for you. Somebody let me know in the comments down below. Then you have your items of the day with your refreshes, and then your different packs, right? Your different equipment packs for Northern and the island region. Again, I would assume that if you don't have these things unlocked, you don't have this stuff available. So it is kind of interesting how the store updates and goes along with your progression, right? It's trying to offer you things that are going to be useful to you or helpful to you, maybe as you have different tasks to do, maybe different aspects of the survivor's path, right? If you're trying to put your boat together, for instance, I know that you can get like a boat pack that comes up, and then you have, again, your variations of your packs and the different stuff. I get asked this a lot. Here is where you can purchase your additional refined melting furnace, your recycler, your warehouse, again, which is, I'm going to support the game in a few ways. One of the things I'm going to say is if you have the ability, buy the warehouse, you won't be sad. Buy your extra fridge, you probably won't be sad about that either. A lot of times these types of building things usually aren't really worth it. I will tell you, I have purchased some packs of blueprints for the drone mod because I want to get them. Get your other bombardier packs. So again, there's a lot of stuff in and of this that typically does kind of evolve with you, right? But this popped up that was new, and I wanted to take a quick look at it because I don't see this on my main account. Maybe it just didn't proc for me or whatever. But I have these two like limited survivors supplies and survivors treasures, which look like a purchasable, upgradable pack. And it's interesting. So first and foremost, you can spend, I'm sorry, I'm in the way of it. You can spend $1 and you can get yourself 50 Z coins. Probably not really worth it, although I'd have to look and see what the packs normally are, but that doesn't track for me. I get asked this question, like, what are coins good for? Coins are good for skipping some stuff. I would tell you most often you're using coins maybe if you need to skip things for like raiders tasks. Maybe you need to skip raising some puppies or something. So some time reduction for these are good. The other place that I use a lot of coins personally on my main account is if I'm doing like Port Lab and I want to reroll skills. I think they're beneficial there. Other than that, coins are good. Don't get me wrong. There are lots of good uses for coins. Maybe if you need like one last of a material and you want to skip an hour-long, refinement or craft that helps you then put the thing together, that's not bad. But a lot of it should be, in my opinion, save them for raider tasks. And maybe if you're doing some Port Lab grinds or something else that would need it. Then you get in and you have for $2, you have gasoline, 30 of it, which again doesn't seem like a very good value. Then you get this Forester pack, which is a set of ghillie. You get a good AK and a good shotgun. These are well modded. That's for $4. Then you level this up, and you for $8 get 50 rations. And I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see. I'll need to look at the end and see what the price variations are. Then for $10, you get a set of Raiders armor, a VSS, and a Scar. And then for $15, you get 3 level 3 St. Bernard puppies. Now, is it worth $15 for these 3 pups? Probably not. But with how rare they are and how many genomes you need to level those up to that, blah, 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 that's probably not the worst out of all of this. $10 for a set of Raider armor and 2 guns feels pretty bad. I would honestly almost even consider $4 for a set of ghillie armor and these 2, but that's just because ghillie armor is so sweet. So if you have your ATV and you're doing the swamp, that's kind of interesting. But you're essentially spending 1, 3, 7, 15, 25, $40 to get all of this stuff. Oh man, I get why they do this. I do get why they do this, and it's an interesting way. I've seen other games try to do this before, where it kind of like soaks you in a little bit. Like you get a prize. I think the other piece that's interesting to this is if this had like a month long where you could do it and you wanted to buy a few things to like keep your VIP status, maybe that's worth it, right? 4 weeks of VIP status or however you wanted to do it, and maybe you bought up to like the rations. I could see that. That'd be reasonable. The fact that it only lasts for a week is it's kind of stinky. The funny part is this isn't even, and I'm not trying to poop on this, but I'm going to poop on it a little bit. This isn't even the worst one. Here you have this one, which is, I'm in the way again, $2 for a mountain of coins. You have that Raiders pack again, which has an upgraded Uzi and an M16 in it with Raider armor for $4. I'd rather have the other one with the ghillie suit. You're paying $7 for 35 rations, which does not track, because wasn't the other one? How much was the other one? The other one was an extra $1, and you get and you get another 15 rations. Sorry. Then you're paying $13 for a Raider set and some Genesis guns. $20 for 3 Dobermans at level 3. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of grinding. You are skipping a big grind by buying this. The craziest one is $30 for 1350 genome, which, funny enough, is like not even enough for a locker upgrade. I had to just look at these. I'm not. This, unfortunately, is sometimes where, and no one, okay, I gotta say this. No one is forcing anybody to buy this stuff. If you want that progression and you spend your money on this stuff, by all means, right? It is your money. Do with it as you see fit. Me personally, I don't think the value is here. That's the difference. If these were like a great value, right? If this was like a super good rate on the coins and some of this other stuff, and it was like $1, $2, you know, $2.50, and then it was like $3, and then maybe you paid like, I don't know, a few dollars for this at the end, and it was just a bunch of micro purchases to get you to this stuff, that would be cool, right? The problem is this is 30, 50, 63, 70. This is like $75 worth of stuff here. That's not worth it. I would rather buy the premium of the pass for the season. Like, how many ever times you can buy that for whatever you're going to spend here. And obviously, again, it's intended to get you to these top-end rewards where you skip the grind, because getting both of these two things is Again, a lot of time and energy and effort, but like, holy moly, that is not worth it. I need to look to see. So we're paying $1 for 50 coins. What does this say? So rations are $5 per 20. Okay, so technically, it's a slightly better deal for the rations that were included in the packs. And then coins. I guess it is a better deal for the coins. Right? It was like half price for the coins. So the first two things maybe would be worth it if you need just a little bit. If you need just a little bit, you could consider these. Because again, you're saving yourself $1. This, you're saving yourself a few bucks to get the rations. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I guess. This one, basically the same thing. Although this ration deal is way worse. Why would this not be 70 rations? Like, that's the part that doesn't make sense. I don't know. You don't like to give it straight. And I'm not trying to hate on these things. I like trying different stuff. This probably has an audience somewhere. Maybe this makes more sense in your currency or something. It obviously does not for me. I'm not going to do this on free to play anyways, but even if I had this at my base, I don't think I'm picking this up. But I'm interested to hear what you think. Obviously, I know what the general feedback about this is going to be, which is don't spend money on the game. Kafir is greedy, blah, blah, blah. I can understand that perspective for some of the events, for some of the additional purchases, for the monetizing the other passes. I agree with you on a lot of that stuff. Having a shop and a store that lets you advance by skipping time and just purchasing resources that you then don't have to grind, I'm totally fine with. In a single player game, you want to have this type of stuff in the game and people want to purchase it. It means nothing to me. That is totally fine. And if they're getting some revenue from this to continue the development of the game, God bless them, honestly, because they need to be able to do that. I want the game to continue to thrive, and I want it to continue to get big updates, like we're getting new events, scouting, all that stuff coming up, the Boggy region update, all that stuff. I'm super stoked for it. It needs to have things like this. If I could give any constructive feedback back to Kafir, I would say take a strong look at these, because when you present something like that, the hope would be is that there's some extra value. There's a few value pieces in here, but it would be really interesting to like branch that off and then give like resources versus gear, because I don't ever really think the gear is necessarily worth it, right? It's so limited and it helps you in such a finite fashion that I think you are better off getting rations to reset locations, getting coins to skip things and skip time. You know, be able to go, and with some coins, you could go and actually complete headhunting, which can give you, you know, drone BP and some of the other stuff, corgi dogs, and some, honestly, some genomes. So like, it'd be worth having some of those things. It just doesn't feel like either of these two are really like good value, right? You want to incentivize these purchases. You want to make this so that this is like too good of a deal not to want to spend a few extra dollars to get there, right? Like if this was $2, then you're like 50 rations. Whoa, it would cost me twice that to get even half of this. Somebody might be like, hey, that's worth it. Oh yeah, sure, I could use a little bit of these things. You know, and you got the top end of the dogs, which is fine or whatever. It just doesn't ever feel like the gear is necessarily worth it. So interested to hear what you think. That is some new. I'm just curious also, do you have these? Do you have these in your stores? Do you have options for these? And let me know it in the comments below. And again, keep the greedy Kafir stuff. If you want to comment, it's fine. I know I'm going to hear it anyways. I'm giving some honest feedback. These aren't worth it. Spend your money. Get yourself the season pass, because it is way better, right? What's the premium for this? $10. Instead of paying $75 for all that other crap that I showed in the second one, buy 7 seasons worth of the premium pass, and you will thank yourself, okay? The value there is huge. And this is a great way, in my opinion. Season pass is a fantastic way to support the game every season. A little bit of money for something that you're hopefully playing quite a bit. And if you can't buy it, that's okay too. run the free track and milk every free cent out of this game for your time that you can. But if you have a few dollars, I do think that the season pass in many instances is worth it. The new season pass is quite good. If you grind a lot and you can get some of your upper tier crates, you have the option to get pretty dang good stuff and some of the cool top end tier related things. So that in mind, let me know. Interested to hear what you think. We're going to get back to recording our other video. See you then. Peace.